Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Sonal's life. Now, by my calculation, it has been a very long time since I last posted a video, probably about 2 or 3 weeks, and I feel really bad that I keep giving you these excuses. This time I really don't have anything. I've been busy at work, which is always, and it was my birthday and we went out and stuff like that, so yeah, not very good excuse for not having a video, but that is why I'm back this week. And I was sort of figuring out, is this the right time to do this video? Yeah, because I sort of did some really bad maths, and I think it's around halfway through this year's New Japan G1 tournament. So rather than wait until the end and go through every single match, because honestly there have been some amazing ones and it's only been a few weeks, I thought I'd have a little look at the first half of the G1, everything that's gone on, which is a lot, some of my top matches, and maybe some of my edited predictions. But obviously, like I said, we've still got to stick with the ones that I made last time. So let's get going. Before I start, let me just say, holy God, I mean, generally even in the space of the first 2 days of this year's G1, they had two phenomenal shows. Like, I know people have been like iffing and eyeing about the lineup because yes, there's a lot of Japanese wrestlers. No, there's no surprises for me. No, there's no Jay White. But they really stood their own with the wrestlers that they got and put on some amazing matches. So within the first 2 nights, we had 3 potential match of the year candidates. Like, I was watching these and normally I sort of note down which matches I like the best, just for future reference. And normally it's one a show, and I'm like, oh, that's quite good, I might put it in, I might get rid of it. I literally could have put most of these matches on the card. On the first night for Block A, we had Shingo Takagi versus Tomohiroishi. These two guys have literally had wars since Shingo became a heavyweight. For the never openweight title, the New Japan Cup, these two are as similar as you can get in terms of they're very strength-based, they have a lot of passion, and they are literally willing to put their bodies on the line to get the win. And this match was literally no exception. It started off hard-hitting from the very beginning. But as I always say with Ishii and Shingo, they are two of the fastest men, considering their stature. Like, Ishii is basically a big, round man, and Shingo is very much bulky, muscly, even though he was a junior heavyweight at some point, which, like I said, can we still talk to whoever weighed this man? Because I don't think he has ever been a junior heavyweight. But yeah, it was an amazing match. I was kind of sad that Shingo got the win, not because I was expecting Ishi to win, because obviously Shingo is the IWGP World Champion, but more that it would have been nice to see Ishi get this monumental win in a tournament that he has always put on amazing matches in, but never managed to beat a champion or get to that next step to have a title shot. If that match wasn't good enough, I mean, I'm gonna say this next match is an amazing match because it honestly is one of my favourite this year. But the ending of it, not the ending, but I guess the aftermath wasn't great, and that was Tetsy and Naito versus Zack Saber Jr. I've always said it, these two guys are two of my favourite athletes. Obviously, Naito was my pick to advance in the A block, especially since they had their feud for the IWGP Tag Championship belts. These two guys have just worked perfectly together, and this match was literally no exception. We saw both guys utilise what their style is. So Zack was doing the submission base, Naito was doing his unpredictable speed thing that like makes you hide behind cushions and things. But like with most wrestlers in the G1, they are adapting to their opponents. So for example, we saw Naito try and focus on a submission sort of style, and Zack was doing these tornado DDTs and things that maybe a few years ago Zack would have been like, I'm not doing it. Like, okay, I don't see him jumping off a balcony anytime soon. But yeah, it was really good. One of the issues with Zack well, it's not an issue, but a lot of his wins have either been in tag team matches with the Zack Mephisto or roll-ups, so with his European clutch and things like that. And he made a goal. He was like, I am going to tap people out. I'm going to injure them. And that he did. He tapped out Naito in an amazing match. When I said it's a bittersweet match, it's because obviously after that match, it was announced that Naito was injured and would be out of the tournament. So if you think that I have bad luck with predictions every year, what is the likelihood of my A block pick actually being kicked out, well not kicked out, but actually being unable to compete after the first match? Yeah, There we go. But yeah, it was gutting that Naito lost, but even before Naito was announced injured, I went, Zack is winning this, or Zack is at least winning Block A. And when I talk about another match later on, I am cementing that. And then on the next night, we had the classic Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada. And I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? If you want a main event match to make people go home happy, make them know that they're in for an amazing match no matter what the result is, you put the ace of the universe and the Rainmaker in the main event of your show. And this was exactly the same. You have Tanahashi as the IWGP United States Champion, and then Okada is someone who has gone into this tournament not on the best streak, especially after being beaten by Jeff Cobb. But these two really put it out. You've got to think about this. Tanahashi's in his 40s. Okada isn't exactly a spring chicken. And these two went at it like they were young lions. They showcased just how much heart they have, how much strength, and put on a match that I couldn't really pick who I wanted to win or who would win. In the end, one prediction was sort of safe in the sense that Okada beat Tanahashi. I think it was nearing the 30-minute mark, like it was getting tense. And yeah, I don't know if Okada's actually going to be bothered with his IWGP United States Championship shot, but it was an amazing match, and that's another notch on me that at least if Naito's not in the final, Okada is. Aside from that, we've had some other amazing matches and shockers. So, as I was talking about Zack earlier, his win over Shingo Takagi, chef's kiss. Honestly, this storyline was a huge thing because back in 2011, I can't remember, at a show in Germany, Shingo actually submitted Zack in about 9 to 11 minutes. I should have probably checked this. And Zack was literally on this sort of redemption story, like, it's been this long, Shingo has avoided me for this long, now I want to beat him. Not because he's the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, but because he is Shingo. And my guy got the win. My soy boy vegan Hydra got the win in another amazing match. And honestly, like, it was great. A mix of, like, I'm not going to keep repeating this, but it's a mix of speed, agility and submissions from two of the best wrestlers in the world. Other matches that stood out, and I'm not going to go over it that much, but they were just amazing anyway. Tanahashi versus Sonata. Not just biased because it was on my birthday and I took the day off to watch it live, making it probably the world's most handsome battle in the world. We had matches like Ishi versus Kotrabushi, Okada versus Goto, Yoshihashi versus Goto. We also had some crazy shocks. So in the first night of G1 action, Yujiro Takahashi beat Kotrabushi in his singles match. Now normally I would be like, oh, Yujiro, like, honestly, my guy hardly cheated in this match. He pulled up the upset probably of the decade, if not at least the year, by beating the Golden Star, who is former IWGP World Champion, former IC title, former Tag Champion, former G1 winner, former New Japan Cup winner, and Yujiro beat him. And I just want to say that really Yujiro has been putting on amazing matches during this tournament for Yujiro. Compared to the others, so I'm not going to mention it, but you know, Evil, he has been putting on very clean matches, and yes, that might have been his only win, aside from obviously the forfeit win with Naito, but he has been putting on match after match against some of the best wrestlers in the world and holding his own. So I feel bad because when I did the preview, I was sort of like, oh, Yujiro's just going to be one of those guys there. But no, he is showcasing that he probably won't pick up many points, but he has shown that he is an amazing wrestler and can do it when you put aside all the Bullet Club shenanigans. And another Bullet Club member who has shocked me is Chase Owens, who literally had been losing every single match after match after match, picked up the phone, spoke to my boy Jay, and got the win over Hiroshi Tanahashi and earned himself a shot at the IWGP US Championship. Like, this is Chase's first year in the tournament, and I didn't really expect much because normally on your debut G1, it's not really a place to get points. Unless you're like one of those upper card, like top tier athletes like Shingo and things like that. but Chase really showcased it. And I say this about a lot of the guys in Bullet Club, so guys like Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, now even Yujiro. Chase Owens is another guy who doesn't need the cheating to win. Same with Jay White, obviously. Doesn't need to cheat to win. He has his amateur wrestling roots. He has this style that sort of teeters on like heavyweight and junior heavyweight wrestling, and managed to beat Tanahashi in pretty much like 10 minutes. Like, you know how much I love Tanahashi, and I was in so much shock. But it just proves that, you know what, people might complain over what's going on and the lineup and things, but there have been some amazing matches. I mean, I'm not going to get started on Yano's matches. Like, we've had scissors, we've had hair ties, we've had the Okan, like, bringing out his ponytail that Yano cut off in the New Japan Cup. There's been so much diversity, and we are literally only halfway through. I know I'm going to have to adapt my picks. So, for example, Block A, I picked Naito to get through. At the moment, I mean, not at the moment, but obviously that's had to change because Naito is no longer in it. So I've got Zack Sabre Jr. Block B, at the moment, Okada is pretty much en route to win. He has got 10 points at the time I'm filming this. However, there is one person who is also at 10 points, and that is Jeff Cobb, the man who Okada failed to beat earlier in the year. That could also be a big sort of determiner. Who knows, it could get to the final night, and if the final night is Okada versus Cobb, that could be the decision maker. Also, as much as I hate to admit it, Evil's also quite high on the books. I mean, on the block with his points, mainly because Dick Togo's been pissing about. I mean, he even cheated with Tama Tonga. How dare you cheat against your brother? But I mean, the Bullet Club shenanigans was a whole different thing for a whole different video. But yeah, the B block is a lot less certain at the moment. There are people who are picking up tons of wins. So Okada, Cobb, Evil, even Tanahashi, and then guys like Zack, Shingo. But then you've also got people who have barely been picking up any wins, shockingly to me. So the Chaos guys, Ishii, Goto, and Yoshihashi, have been constantly putting on amazing matches, but failing to pick up wins. So it's a tale of two halves. Some guys are doing amazing, some guys aren't, but they are all putting on amazing matches. And yeah, it just makes me really excited to see what's going to happen going forward. Who is my pick to win? I mean, it's still Okada. Like, just because Naito's out of it, that's not actually changed anything, in the sense that I would love to see Kazuchika Okada win, preferably without any losses. Sail through to Wrestle Kingdom, win the title back, and bring back the Age of the Rainmaker, because for the first time in a long time, we have seen the real Rainmaker come back. We have seen less of the money clip as a finisher. We have seen the patented Rainmaker. We have seen roll-ups. We have seen exactly how good Okada is. And if he could win, you always know that New Japan is in safe hands with Okada. So that is my little look at the first half of the G1. Literally so many match of the year candidates, so many possible MVPs of the year, of the tournament. Let me know what you think now. Is there any matches like me that have stood out for you in the past few weeks, or any guys that have surprised you? Like I said, I didn't expect Yujiro to do so well and to wrestle so well. I didn't expect guys like Zack Sabre Jr. to be topping the blocks so early on. Let me know in the comments. Follow me on social media at wrestling_chat. Tweet me, message me on Instagram, SonalsLife96, and just let me know what you think of this year's tournament so far. As always, remember to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!